Friends, in this video for I Thought Wealth, we are going to talk on the series Finding 100 Baggers, the Road to 100x. Everybody wants to find stocks which keep on compounding and growing for several years. While my statement sounds linear, the events are hardly linear. So you have a lot of lumping up of events and things happen within short bursts of time after long periods of lull. What does an investor do during this phase, before this phase? So what does an investor do to get ready and how does he prepare to participate? Today I'm going to talk to you about reading. We've all read about how reading is so important to take the quality of your investing higher. Learning and reading are seen as synonymous. So I know several friends who continue to read investment books, books written by peers, anything new on investing that comes to the market. They are religious in their reading and they would have read almost all the books on investing. Most of the marquee names, authors whom we highly regard, would be in their libraries, and they wouldn't just sit in their libraries, they would have read, they would have made notes, annotated, and really formed very sharp insights on what was written in those books. One can never underemphasize reading, but reading books on investing is going to help us to a point. Is it going to really help us find those stocks which will do great in an economy like ours? We read books written to the American context. Most of the literature we read on the subject are all related to the American markets or global markets. India, in a sense, is quite a different market. Though we move in tandem with the West, within this market, what happens to sectors and stocks tends to be vastly different, and the companies which give you those market beating, outlier returns, the ones that give you the 100x, are probably very different in India from the ones that give you that 100x, let's say in the US market. So contextualizing what you read about the American markets to India can sometimes be a problem. So can we do reading a bit differently from the way investors use it in the West? That's very, very relevant to finding those 100 baggers. Here is something which I have practiced and something which has helped me right through. While reading books on investing is very important, I think reading more about India, Indian business, corporate news, economic trends, reading about various sectors, reading about how businesses do different functions like advertising, marketing, promotion, how they structure their businesses, how businesses are doing with their people policies. All these aspects clearly give us trends, give us visibility and help us pick what will work best in the future. So we are able to see how what businesses do become more relevant to the economy and how businesses are able to do it more efficiently. And all this information is available in the published public domain, which is newspapers, magazines, internet. It's there everywhere. A habit which I formed when I came into the investment world was to read every business newspaper, and I continue to do that habit to this day. So I buy the physical newspapers and read them. Even when I travel anywhere, I don't stop the newspapers. They get collected, and once I go back after a week, I sit for a few hours and complete all the newspapers. This habit has given me a continuous updation of what is happening in each stream, in each activity, in each area. While in the organized investment world, we box ourselves into sectors. You say you're an analyst for this sector, and silos. You say that you are a strategist only for this kind of investing. Being an individual investor doesn't have those trappings. So you continue to keep on reading what is happening in corporate India, whether you like a sector, you don't like a sector, you are invested in it, you are not invested in it. You don't differentiate anything. You just keep processing information continuously and keep thinking about it all the time. And over a period of time, as you keep processing this information habitually, daily, for days, months and years, you start processing this information much better. You start inferring when you find information favorable to businesses, and your inferences lead you to a place where you are able to connect that inference to what you read in the investment books. Otherwise, if you just read investment books, then what you read becomes academic, it stands alone in a silo and doesn't connect effectively to what is happening on the ground. So it's extremely important to connect what is happening on the ground with what you read, and to establish that connection in a way which leads you towards investment decisions. I don't suggest that in order to establish that connection, you contrive opinions. You just allow things to come to you, but when they come to you, you stay alive to what you find. Don't be lazy at that point, don't be lethargic, be active, take in what comes to you, connect it to your investment learnings, and try and find if there is a connect which can be taken forward into an investment. So reading in the Indian context has to be at the corporate level, at the economy level, at sector level, at government policy level, because we are a developing country. Change is happening continuously in our country, and as this change happens continuously, investment opportunities get created out of that change. Arising from the change, a lot of opportunities can come our way. So while reading investment books is very important, it gives you a formal education of how investment is taught in the West and how it is learnt. It helps you be on par with people anywhere in the world. To be a successful investor in India and to find those 100 baggers, you need to get into the skin of every business, every sector, understand more about as many companies as you can, understand how change is happening in these companies and how that change is being read by analysts, by media, by investors, and you then put all these things together in such a way that you are able to find opportunities which are outlier. Now, just enjoy the reading. Don't read everything with the expectation that you will find the next 100 bagger every morning. It's not going to happen. But just keep enjoying that. Keep doing it regularly. Form your perspectives on each company. Test out. Make your assumptions and check if those assumptions are right. Validate how you think about businesses. As you keep validating your opinions and making a habit out of that validation, you start seeing things more clearly, and as you start seeing things more clearly, what looks better is actually a great thing. So your findings and the quality of what you identify significantly improves, and reading is very, very important to land you there. I know a lot of you don't read the newspapers. You may have online subscriptions, but you don't use them every day. Most of you have reduced your investing to screeners and filters and stuff like that. But that will take you only to a point. To find the 100 bagger, you need to have that multidisciplinary connect. You also need the Bharat connect, because what happens in rural India is very different from what happens in urban India. So read about all this, and as you read about everything, you start seeing the interconnects and you start spotting opportunities. Reading is central to forming the right investment opinions, to spotting opportunities, to moving towards them, to validating the hypothesis that you build out of what you read and to keep that habit going continuously for years or even decades together. And just like you find 100 baggers in stocks, your opinions also keep bagging and multi-bagging all the time, and you keep improving your understanding of businesses, industries, and about a country. So reading is meant to give you that encompassing view of our country and help your investing find those great ideas which you always want to own for long periods of time. Thank you for being with us on this journey of finding 100 baggers, finding stocks which could become 100x. This journey is one in which both of us will learn and exchange what we learn. Thank you.